Hi, I had put a video out earlier about what meditation is, and I wanted to follow up and talk to you about how to get into that meditative state. Um, I had mentioned that one thing that meditation is focusing on one thing, and um, it's focusing on one thing to get to that meditative state. And let's see here. The meditative state is like a quiet stillness where you can receive messages from your source. Um, it also is a time to actually get present where there's nothing you're worried about. You are just simply being, and in that experience, you can be able to tune into your body, sensing um, how your body's feeling, um, the mechanisms of your body, because we don't realize how much our body is working for us, and we're just go go go, and it brings us to a place where we can appreciate, um, just stop and take in. Um, this is how I look at it, as I don't know if this is going to resonate with you, but okay. So if we were in outer space, if our bodies were in outer space, would any of this matter? Our thoughts, our worries, would any of that matter? The obvious question, the obvious answer is no. And people can argue with me on that, but it it literally, that's that's the key, because I have meditated myself so much that um, all of those things that worried me, all of the thoughts, the repeating thoughts, um, they worried me all the time, and nothing fixed that. The worrying didn't fix it. And then when I was able to drop the thoughts, um, I started seeing solutions. When you can approach a problem from a peaceful state, or a state of no worry or anxiety, you are able to approach it much better. Another thing that meditation does for you is no longer reacting to your environment. You know, the same people cause the same conflict. You used to react, you don't react anymore. Um, so, in order to get into that meditative state, um, you can focus on one thing, and it's not your things that you're always thinking about. It's an object or a sound. That is the best way, is a sound, like a fan in the background. Um, when you get to a point where you've meditated a lot, you can actually sit in stillness, quietness. Um, but we're still human, so it doesn't matter, like, when we when we're out of that meditative state, um, it's like we get kind of, for a while we're good. We're, you know, I call it cloud nine. You know, you're adapting to the environment the way you should. You have a perfect homeostasis within your body. But after there's a threshold, and it kind of slacks off, and then you're part of that, the Earth matrix, or this this 3D world where, um, that's why we have to continue to go back to meditation, because it gets us right back into that state. It's it's fuel for the fire. uh I don't know if I heard this somewhere, but um anyway, um the thing about it is, um your desire to get into that meditative state has to be higher than anything else. um I always tell people, don't go on what I say about it. Do your own research. um there's all sorts of different topics within consciousness that you can investigate that may be of interest. Something that you ever wondered. That's the thing. Since we were came into this world, we always wondered where we came from. That has to be the inspiration for you to find something that works for you to meditate. um you know if you've had a lifelong calling for something spiritual, or for me, it was always like religion all those years, and then but it was consciousness that actually gave me full access to my ability to communicate with the superior intelligence. um, for years I always wondered, well, was I talking to God? um, I mean, I've had little moments during my religious journey, but like I said, it's all been a spiritual journey. So, um, but my level of consciousness wasn't at the level it needed to be in order for me to have that knowing. So, um, binaural beats is a really good way to start off. That's how I started off my journey. Um, but the thing about it is, you have to go into it. There's a lot of people that are intrigued by, or they're like, oh wow, it's gonna make you feel good, it's gonna get you high, like the things that I've said. But the thing about it is, it takes consistency. Anything that you continue to work on will pay off. It's kind of like, it's the law of the universe. It's a long desire that you have, so eventually you're gonna get there. um but the thing about it is, as long as there's no resistance for meditating is thoughts. So you got to, instead of starting off, at some point you can start replacing those negative thoughts with positive thoughts, through affirmations and stuff like that. But the first thing is to get rid of the thoughts. So you have to clear your mind. So what I was saying is, okay, so binaural, go in it with no expectations, because when you could put the intention out there, but um, you have to be ready to trust that the process will work when it's ready. And that's the thing, when it's ready, when your body is ready. Now if you are attaching that's the thing. You can't have attachments. So meditation is um, all of, being in that receptive mode and that meditative state. It takes detaching from everything, that ego mind, you know, thinking, not thinking. Um, so let's see here. So start off with the binaural beats, and you can do it at night. Like I said, I know that if you're here and you are looking for guidance on how to meditate, you will get there, because like I said, if as long as you stick with it. The thing about it is, when you go, let's say you're going to do some binaural beats, and you don't have time. When you are able to meditate and successfully, you're going to put your whole life around meditation, because that's putting you first. But let's say you don't have time, and we're going to do the binaural beats at night when you go to sleep. You have to have the headphones. Now I have headphones. I also have night headphones where I can move around. Um, you know, I was wearing the big headphones like when I was going to sleep, but my positioning was very limited. Um, but see, I did when I first started for the first year and a half. To well, I all day long, you know. Um, and then when I started college, I did my schooling around my meditation. But every night at night, I meditate, even in sleep. So um, the binaural beats you can listen to, and you might not notice anything after so many days, like 3 to 5 days. I say give it 30 days, because this is my evidence. Okay, so I listen to binaural beats. Different composers put these binaural beats together. Beautiful music. I do my meditations with them during the day. At night, I do some really cool guided meditations, and with the composed music. And I I'm at that point where I'm been consistently doing the affirmations. The secret to the affirmations is, because I this is how I kind of messed up at first, was, oh, that's a new meditation, oh my gosh, a different affirmation. Most of them are affirmations, but I would listen to it and for one day, and I would do a different one the next day. That is, I know that all of these affirmations get a little bit attractive to us, and um, we, but we have to give the time, because this is why we have to give it time. I know this because so I ended up starting to do doing the same affirmation video, or um, video overnight. I listened to the same one for like 30 days. I give them 30 days. The thing about it is, all of a sudden you've memorized the entire thing, which that's when you know it's working for you. Another thing is that when you're going to start remembering your dreams more vividly. You'll be able some of the affirmations, I was catching the people that were in my dreams speaking them to me, or I was speaking them to them. But it profound dreams, majorly awesome dreams. But anyway, um, like in order for them to really, you know when they're starting to help you, um, because you are starting to remember, pretty much memorize the whole thing, and your vibration. And this is the thing. I love talking about the vibration because that's when you know you're in alignment. And okay, so I remember the first time I vibrated, and it's like whole body. It's like a vibration. It feels really good. And, but when I started noticing that, when I knew when the affirmations were good to kind of move on to the next one. But I actually listened to them for a few days because I love waking up in the middle of the night to that vibrating, my whole entire body vibrating. So I know that I'm actually aligned with the universe, and my that's what those, they're supposed to raise your frequency. So that's how you know they work, because you literally can feel it. So meditation also is really important, so we can get in tune to listening to our body. You know, um, if we listen to our body more, we would make a lot better choices. We would, what I noticed, the number one thing is, like I said, not reacting. The benefits of meditating is realizing that you're not reacting to your environment the way you used to. And it's like someone that always got on your nerves, um, and really like stressed you out. They literally could, like, you know scream in your face, and it would not affect you. And then you're like, wow, I'm so strong. Like, it's a really good feeling when you know that those things that you had no patience over, you finally have patience over. Another thing that you notice is that you know the types of environments that make you feel good and that don't. Unfortunately, this means that you might not purposely go out of your way to go see someone, or how I don't know. I used to always would like to talk on the phone. I used to always like to get feedback from my friends, from, just confirmation of, you no longer need that, because like I said in the other video about therapy, talk therapy, um, you are your own therapist. Now, the thing that you do want to get out there for is that you do need to socialize. I mean, the people that love you, they've always been there for you. You can't just drop them, of course. Um, I mean, you get through a phase where you have to put boundaries, which you probably never did before. Um, you know, you have a certain standard because you care about yourself. You care about yourself. So that's the thing is, um, now I know that this video was supposed to be about getting you into that meditative state. I've given you some tools, and like I said, if I could be in person with you, um, but also this video can send you my energy and it'll help raise your vibration. But you, at some point in your life, you have to decide whether or not you're going to trust that there is something amazing going on with you and your body, and that you have so much more control than your thoughts. That is the secret. I always knew that what was keeping me stuck in my life was my thoughts. Now, and it didn't matter who told me, stop thinking that stuff. Of course, they weren't conscious, but it was like my inner being. Your body, you your your body, your soul sends out these signals of, and it's like a magnet. You're gonna see mirror images of yourself, things that you don't like, you're gonna start seeing sometimes, and that's just reflecting back, okay, that's what you need to work on. And but we don't take people's advice. And to the point of, talking about the therapy, that might be a really good process for the fact that therapists can't give you exact advice, because um, either one, you hold them too highly for it, um, if it doesn't work out, if they give you advice and it doesn't work out, or two, um, you don't take it. I mean, what do they call it? Like an ask hole, where the person asks for your advice, your advice, and you give it to them, and they never take it. And it's it's funny, but the thing I'm saying is, like, you have to experience for yourself. All I could do is keep encouraging you to try to meditate and tell you what worked for me, and that if anything else never worked in your life, like, that's the thing. I was always a quitter, always a quitter. I never committed to anything. And I had my first mystical experience with meditation, and it was so overpowering. All of the times that I've had, like, brief contact when I was chasing my religion, I had just a little hint of being in contact with God. But the mystical experience I had through meditation was so overwhelming. It was like, okay, I know that that's the way. It's like, you have a deep knowing, and if you are consistent with it, and if you really want to be your own hero, um, it was two. Cool. Um, so if you really want to be your own hero, you have to put yourself first, and uh, put aside the time. Um, if you have time during the day, just for hours, just separate yourself. Put those binaural beats in. It will work. I'm telling you, if you don't notice some changes after 5 or 7 days, um, just find you know trust that it is working, even if you don't see results yet. But I'm gonna let you go, and I hope that helped. um, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video, and good luck on your meditation spiritual journey.